the different results, and I can definitely send these out so y'all can have them and what, typically happens on these. There are lots of different things to look for. Prostate cancer, this is a blood test. The magic number is 4. If you're above 4, then that means that you need to go to urology to be evaluated for prostate cancer. Okay, there are some things there that can elevate it, so prostatitis, a digital rectal exam, bicycle riding. All right, so barriers to screening, lack of access to care, socioeconomic disparities, people don't have adequate insurance coverage. The biggest thing I see is fear or stigma, but whether you test for it or not, it's still there. So you might as well test for it and treat it early. And then cultural barriers. So sometimes culturally people just don't feel comfortable doing certain tests, especially like the colonoscopy. For me, I just address the barriers to care. I make sure that I inform my patients. I tell them exactly why they need to be tested, what the potential complications are of not being tested, and I let them make their own decision, a shared decision making. That's it.
One of these things that I really want to emphasize is the research that she has done. I mean, she has education behind her, so give her a round of applause for educating I'm not biased just because I am a nurse, but what I can definitely advocate for everybody in this room is don't just get to know who your doctor is going to be, get to know who their team is. Okay? That is so important because who is the person that you see most? The nurse. The nurse. Who is starting those treatments for you? It is that nurse. Okay? So it is so important that if you don't like the nurse, it's time to look at that whole team who's going to be caring for you as well. Okay? So the next individual that we have is also another keynote speaker for this afternoon, Miss Lee Mosquera. A little background about this individual with many titles, next to her name. She's actually been a nurse since 1996. So lots of years. Originally from the Philippines, but also with her background, she did serve over 6 years working in the oncology unit. And since becoming a nurse and moving here to the States and being an advocate that she is, she serves so much purpose in our community, which we are pleased to have her this afternoon to share more information to all of you here. So Ms. Lee, the floor is yours. Setting up? Okay, let's do another raffle. Yeah, raffle. Another raffle. Who wants raffles? Yay! Okay, I'm gonna mix it around. And I'm gonna create suspense. I'm not gonna read your name, okay?
What next?
Get your tickets ready, because if your ticket's not ready, this may be your ticket and you're not getting the prize. Okay? 6.
I
5.
816
8.
16
0.
I
8. Okay, let's do a raffle. I know we have one of our sponsors, right? One of our sponsors is doing a raffle. So if you have a blue ticket,
No, we don't buy that. We need to purchase that one, right?
2 4 3 8 2 0 0 0 9. Woo! There you go. All right. How we doing over there? Oh, Lisa wanted to give away prizes. It's okay. Who wants to go? Okay, get your tickets. Okay, I'm not looking because these have names on them. Let's see. 6, 5, 5, 8,
1
0,
I
9. There you are. Enjoy.
coffee. $25 a day.
Shall we? We can go into, I'm gonna leave. Lee, would you mind if we put you next? Yes, okay. So we want to respect everybody's time here, and I know we just gave out some prizes. So the next individual that I am going to have is actually another cancer survivor. We like to hear about those. And this one is, we're going to be hearing from Brian Keys, who is actually a prostate cancer survivor. So Brian, the floor is yours. We're excited to hear from you and your story. Let's give a round of applause for Brian.
Let me be the first to say good afternoon. Not quite a survivor yet. I start radiation in 2 weeks. But looking good on many other fronts. Okay, gentlemen, sure thing. If you don't have a primary care, shame on you. You need one. You get your blood done, and you have the PSA test, and mine kept crawling higher and higher. So one day it said 9.4. My doctor was very concerned.
Alis na tayo kasi we need to go to the airport.
He said, yeah, that's a little high. And started doing made arrangements for the ultrasound and the biopsy and the whole 9 yards. For all those people who like mangoes and lemons, my sincere apology. For my prostate was the size of a small mango. My tumor was the size of a lemon. And it was like, no wonder I had issues. I had my gallbladder out years ago, and general anesthesia would have been able to swim prostate. I almost didn't get to go home because I couldn't pee. And that was lots of fun, and that started the fun process. And then with then having a biopsy, which, if you want to know how I met my urologist, come see me later, because there's just...
Thank you.
The first time I met my urologist was at my biopsy. It was not, I was not in a pretty position here, I say. But I got my biopsy, and sure enough, I had all kinds of little markers and stuff in it. And he said, well, I went to met my medical oncologist, and he was a great guy, very aggressive. We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it. Okay, let's go kill it. And he said, what do we do? What do we do? And so the first thing we got to do, and I did not know this about prostate cancer, it is the only one that is hormone sensitive. So there is no
Parang
chemo for
mapait yung
prostate.
icing niya.
But I got to have Lupron. It's chemo hormone. And it deals about, I don't know, it's pretty size. It's really thick,
Bakit mapait?
kind of painful.
Yung icing.
I
Ang
asked my
palaya?
nurse who gave me my first injection of my Lupron, which was back in, I have a headache. I take a Tylenol, my headache goes away.
Baka may kinain ako.
Shot is working. And with straight face, deadpan look, she looked at me and said, "Keith, you're going to have a desire to watch Deadpool." Really? And I said, yeah, Twilight, and other stuff. You're like movies, you'll cry, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And we're teasing my daughter a few weeks ago. There's a new series on Prime this summer. Someone became pretty. I'm intrigued. So it's working. But what is so amazing about the Lupron, it stars
Kasi
in
mababa kang tila.
and so my PSA went from a 9 point whatever Gleason score pushing 10, so my PSA is now a 2. And so it is shrinking, but it will be escaped. And my surgeon told me, he said, we can do the prostatectomy, but there's a little tiny nodule down in the fatty part by your rectum. I'll never see it, I'll never find it. You still do the surgery, there's a risk of that issue, and you're gonna need radiation anyway. So let's just stick with the hormones, let's just do radiation. I said, yeah, buddy, I like the way you talk. And that's, so I've had my second shot. Welcome to the world of hot flashes and night sweats. And all the other stuff. No, it's been an adventure. But, to my fellow strangers that come before me, I'm not complaining. My wife's had cancer for a long time ago, and breast cancer, and we went through all that stuff 22 years ago. But it's one of those, we go to the oncology office, and there's some people there who, they're real sick. And they, I mean, you know, beanpole size and ashen and gray, and they're running out of dice. And it's, okay, it's not so bad. Today's a good day. You know, it is a good day. I woke up today. You know, so yeah, I can't complain. So it will get better, and I'll have some other, issues to tell, but gentlemen, get your PSA straight. Get the PSA test. YouTube is some of the most great entertainment, and sometimes it's like, why the hell would I watch that? Because then it like freaks me out. Put it away, turn it off, whatever we're doing. And it's like, but I've got a good team, and I've heard the team I have. The urologist is awesome, very aggressive. And when I had a couple procedure done a couple weeks ago, the anesthesiologist said, I like him because he really goes for perfection. He's really a stickler. And so that really makes a difference knowing that, I've got some good folks, in the bullpen. And it's, we're going to get through this, and we'll deal with it the best we can. And I'll be on hormones for a couple of years. But prostate cancer, though, is pretty smart. And after about 3 years of hormones, it's going to figure out how to get around it. And then you wake up one day and my hips are killing me. And my wife is from prostate cancer. He's had it a long time. And it's, he just didn't get it like in May. He's had it a long time. And you can, now he's in the fight of his life, dealing with a bone cancer because of prostate cancer. Gentlemen, I didn't count heads in here. 1 in 6 of us will have it. 1 in 6. Of those ones, it's about another, I forget the percent, but that's going to be the last round of it. And so get your PSA done. It's easily treatable. There's some amazing physicians in the Central Florida area that will do a tremendous job of surgeries and whatnot. And there's trying to get to see my picture. I have a really cool picture. In my hat. But anyway, all my other folks who I wish I could meet and say hello to again, awesome, congratulations on your stories. And keep fighting a good fight, and we won't see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian. And it's so true, it's not sad, but in society, sometimes males tend to not want to get checked, because it's the stigma, and it's not all men, it's just societal norms, right? And so, for all the men that are in this room, and whatever reason you came here today, or who brought you and dragged you here, or if it was just your own decision to be here today, we appreciate you. Because it is that small percentage that is going to grow to be the majority rather than the minority in the rooms, and your voices are going to serve a purpose. So thank you, men, for being here in the room today. So, Ms. Lee, are we ready? Barely. Awesome. Welcome. We'll welcome and hear from Ms. Lee. All right.
Tapos na lang.
Thank you so much, everybody. All right, to all. So my name is Lynn Mosqueda, I'm a nurse practitioner for oncology. I've been an oncology nurse practitioner for the past 15 years, having served inpatient at the infusion center, and more recently, for the past 4 years, I've been an oncology nurse practitioner at the clinical research unit at Advent Health. So all my experience being a nurse practitioner has been working with cancer patients like you. So thank you so much for being here and for coming to this wonderful event, and I'd like to thank the organizers also for inviting me over. We have a little bit of technical difficulty. I can't put it up as a slideshow, but we'll just wing it, right? All right, so my talk is aptly entitled Empowering Our Community. and this is strategies for cancer prevention and wellness. So as you know, wellness and cancer prevention does not really just come from within, but it's a community effort, right, in order to prevent cancer. So as you know, cancer is the second leading cause of death in the U.S. for patients less than 85 years old. What is the top killer? The stress. I agree. What's the top killer in the United States? It's heart disease. That's the number one. And number two, cancer is the second leading cause of death. In 2025, the American Cancer Society estimates that there will be 2,041,000 new cases in the U.S. That's staggering. And 618,000 of those will be causing deaths in those affected by cancer. So in 2022, we're very excited in the oncology world because we have noted a decrease in the mortality of cancer, and that's largely related to smoking cessation. You know, when I was a kid growing up in the Philippines, I used to see all these ads, right, for cigarettes. I would memorize the jingles of these cigarette companies, don't you think, in the Philippines? And it was widely advertised, all these, cigarette companies, but now that's no longer. And there's a big warning on those cigarette packets that says Surgeon General warning, this can cause cancer. And that has largely, decreased the incidence and mortality of cancer by doing that. So there are alarming disparities that exist. As far as we know, Native Americans still have the highest cancer mortality, and African American patients have a twofold higher mortality compared to white patients, and that is multifactorial. That is largely because of access, because of financial background, because of educational background. So that has a lot to do why you see a lot of disparities in terms of cancer mortality. So cancer incidence over the last 3 years or so, we've seen a rise in women 50 over 64. And we don't know why that is. Maybe because we are finding more and more about cancer, and our screening tests are very effective. So, but we have seen that. So this is the next slide, if we can move forward. I just like to, I pulled this slide from the American Cancer Society website. If we can pull that up. It's very, very slow. My laptop needs some coffee today. But basically, this slide right here. Oh, there. Okay, perfect. So this is the 2025 statistic. I pulled this up from the Cancer Journal for Clinicians in 2025. As you can see, the estimated number of cases, prostate cancer, of course, remains the top cancer for males and breast cancer for females. Number 2 is lung cancer for both males and females. Colon cancer is number 3 for both males and females. Urinary bladder for males, and then uterine cancer for females, and number 5 is melanoma. So the estimated deaths for males and females remain lung cancer. That is the number 1 killer for all the other cancers combined. For males, number 2 is prostate cancer and breast cancer for females, and colon cancer for males, and then pancreatic cancer for females. Okay? So we move on. About 50 to 60% of cancers are preventable, and that's what my talk is all about. We're just going to go one by one for all these sections. I'm going to talk a little bit about diet and nutrition, and tobacco, alcohol, sun safety, very, very important, vaccines that can help prevent cancer, and of course, we also have the early detection and the cancer screening, which Monique has already spoken to you about. And I'm going to touch a little bit about clinical trials, because I am in the clinical trials department. I would be remiss in my duties if I did not mention clinical trials. And my physician, Dr. Bruce Lapagde, is like, make sure you have a slide about clinical research. I'm like, yes, I will. Okay, so diet and nutrition. Diet and nutrition. What is the best diet that can prevent cancer? You guys know?
Alkaline.
Plant-based? Nope. Mediterranean? Nope. Keto? Nope. Nope. Fasting? Nope. Research shows that the best diet is well-balanced diet. Okay? It's not a particular diet that can prevent cancer. So I've worked in this specialty for the past 15 years. And I've seen many of them cancer
Nag-love shout sa lahat. Hello mga lalabs.
I did, but I went to the gun.
Look over here. Okay. I'll wait you outside.
Okay, thanks. Don't use the door. Don't use the door where I'm sitting.
Okay.
It's broken.
No, I'm not going inside yet. I'll wait for you guys in there. Hello mga lalabs. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for watching. Have a day. Take care guys. Ingat lagi. Bye mga lalabs. I'll end now.